Since last episode, we've signed one new player, Tarek Buchman here, from Bayern Munich for a bargain, £3 million. At 21 years old, I think he's going to be a useful squad player to have around. He's a leading Bundesliga 2 player with bags of potential, and yeah, the price that we paid, I think's a good one. He isn't the only Bayern Munich player, though, that I'm trying to pick up, and I've got a bit of a dilemma that we need to solve today. Noel, Aseko, and Killy. Very, very good defensive midfielder option. And with Florian Flick trying to force a deadline day move, I feel like Nikili could be a really good replacement. He's a slightly different kind of player, but very good with the ball at his feet, a good little deep line playmaker. The only thing holding me back from signing him is £9 million is the price, which, on the one hand, we can afford, but £9 million is a lot of money. I've hit delay on the transfer. Sadly, I do have to make a decision during today's video. You can let me know if you'd sign him today. First game, we got Osnabrück. After that, well, it's the deadline day in 3 days' time. And at the moment, at least, the majority of our first team players that wanted to leave are still here. I say that knowing we have a list of players featuring GIOVANNI, REYNA, MOUKOKO, Flick, Jovic, Zvonarek, who all want to leave the club and are talking a lot in the press. Am I going to be able to keep them around? Are we going to make any deadline day signings? Today, we're going to find out together. Let's get straight into things. Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Building Dortmund. Since last episode, we have played 3 matches. One of those in the DFB Pokal, a game that we should have been winning, and a game that we did win. We played a rotated team in this game. Good little team performance. This made it 3 clean sheets in a row. After that, we had an away game against Saarbrücken, a team who were predicted to finish bottom. And yet we couldn't score against them. Yeah, this game here, 0-0, not a classic. Clean sheet was nice at least. The third and final game we played ahead of today's episode was against Fortuna Düsseldorf. In this game, they went down a man and we scored lots of goals. It was a day for the inverted wingers. Bino Gittins on the left. Gruder started this game out on the right-hand side, of course. Had some heroics last time out and his goals were nice in this one. Sadly, we did concede our first goal of the season. Yeah, we were on a really nice run of clean sheets. Obviously, it wasn't going to last forever, but it would have been nice for it to last a little bit longer. Gruder's finish here, through the keeper's legs, was tasty, and well, that was a taster of things to come, because in the second half, Bino Gittins and Gruder scored again. Vitali Becker down to the byline, he crossed in, fell to Bino Gittins, his effort deflected, he was awarded the goal, and last but not least, Gruder grabbed another. Perhaps the best finish of the bunch, this one. Of course, Gruder playing out on that right-hand side, and with him being in some good form, and GIOVANNI, REYNA trying to force a move, I am beginning to wonder, if I did lose GIOVANNI, REYNA, would I just play Gruder instead? Because right now, this guy has 3 goals in 3 games for us. Has been a good start to the season. Gruder and Bino Gittins leading the way with 3 goals apiece. MOUKOKO in second place. Hasn't wowed me yet, and I'm a little bit concerned that he's asking to leave the club. We have got some interest for loans for him. I'm not loaning him out. But of course, unlike a fair few other players unhappy at the club, that release clause lingers. £68 million. It's not been triggered yet. That said, there are still 3 days left of the transfer window. Anything could happen, but at least for now, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to block out the noise of unhappy players because we've got an away day against a VFL Osnabrück. They've had a good start to the season. They're currently in 8th place. They had gone unbeaten in their first 3 until they lost against Bochum. That said, an away day awaits. We are heading to the Bremerbrück Stadium, 15,500-seater. It is almost 100 years old. An old but gold stadium, perhaps. Let's go inspect it together. For today's away day, we are heading northeast to Osnabrück, which doesn't seem like the biggest place in the world, and I'm assuming somewhere there's going to be a square of grass and, well, hopefully, a football stadium. I can't see it. Here is the stadium. First impressions, love the peace symbol in the centre circle, but in terms of the shape of the stadium, it looks a little sandwiched in with the road behind it, doesn't it? Compared to the car parks we were experiencing in the Bundesliga, yeah, that is the hardest part so far of this relegation, coming to terms with the lack of away days. That said, there is a little bit of parking here. Can we view it in Google Street View? We can give it a little side eye. I mean, it's quaint, it's cute. I've seen worse. Now, this is the road next to the stadium. I think this is the stadium here, but it just doesn't look like a stadium from the outside. There is the club shop through there. I'm trying to just check that this is the football stadium. I think it is. I suppose the clue is the floodlights. I mean, if there were floodlights and there wasn't a football pitch, that would be odd. Here is the stadium. I'm assuming these are historical footballers of the club. And first things first, it's cute. Even the graffiti's cute and purple. At least they've got their branding on point. I have just noticed, though, minor concern. I don't think we can actually view inside the stadium on Google Street View. No one's been in the stadium. I can go to this road here and inspect the rear. Oh dear. I'll say now, it's been a while since we've had a complete write-off of an away day, but there is literally nowhere to view inside the stadium. I'm going to consult Google Earth and hope there's something to look at. Now, I don't know if this is Google Earth doing them dirty, but the seats look grey rather than purple, and it is just a bit of a depressing-looking stadium, isn't it? It's just very grey, very murky. It's not even like the area around it's particularly glamorous. I don't know how many fans of Osnabrück watch my videos. You might want to just skip forward 10 seconds. I have to give this a score. 3 out of 10. I can't give it higher, can I? I am now hoping, as punishment for that away day, we absolutely spank them here. They were predicted to finish 19th. They've been in this division the last 3 years. Right now they're in 8th, overperforming. Let's take them back a peg. When it comes to the squad for today's game, one little change is Florian Flick not in the side. One of a few players still trying to force a move with a few days left of the transfer window. No respect for the club. He also failed a fitness test. Elsewhere, GIOVANNI REYNA coming back from a little knock. Didn't need a fitness test, not required, but at the same time, given his iffy form and given how good Gruder's been, kind of find it difficult to select him. So with that in mind, Gruder's starting out on the right, Bino Gittins out on the left, MOUKOKO holds down his spot up top. Besides that, the only other change to the regular 11, Sissoko coming in to play that defensive midfielder role in replacement of Flick. I'm sat thinking, maybe if we can get like a 4 or 5-0 win here, big emphatic win, maybe some of the players trying to leave, they'll have a change of heart. Or maybe by playing MOUKOKO here, if he does score 3 goals, he's putting himself in the shop window. Let's hope it's the former, not the latter. And well, Kameni, it's a good job he's transferred to us because he's not going to any shop windows, is he? We're finishing like that. That was appalling. And now we might have a little bit of defending to do. Conte with the ball, cutting inside, whips it in. And we very nearly found ourselves down a goal after 5 minutes. Throw in on the far side. Do not like this. It's thrown in. We head it away as far as Fallhammer. That is an incredible name, isn't it? Fallhammer. It sounds like a superhero. Fallhammer playing the ball through the middle. Crosses it in. Kell, first shot blocked. Second effort in the back of the net. I was feeling scared to mention it. I can mention it now we've conceded. Yesterday, didn't concede a goal in any of our games on an amazing clean sheet run. That is the first goal we've conceded in an episode. And it was awful. Down a goal, you know what I'm doing. Shout, demand more. We get shouty. We get angry. We get mean. We try and turn the yellow machine around. And we are in possession. Kameri playing the ball. Lays it back to Mane. 26 plays it forward. MOUKOKO takes it down. Hits it on his weaker right foot. And maybe he heard me. Maybe he's trying to get that transfer. Filippo Mane at right back compared to Becker at left back for us isn't a player who I consider a Trent Alexander-Arnold kind of right back. He's not got the craziest passing range. He's not got great crossing. But on that occasion there, that was a really good ball forward. Jovic with the ball. Looks to go short to Yekel. Can we make something out from the back? Gruder now in possession. Switches it over. Bino Gittins has an option to his left. Could go on his own. Does go on his own. It's his 4th goal of the year. They got a goal ahead, and I think our players took it personally. They didn't enjoy being embarrassed. That finish there was good. Had he not scored it, I would have been annoyed that he didn't just run wide and square it to, I think it was MOUKOKO next to him. Throw in on this near side. A 3rd goal in this half would be absolutely spectacular. Is there going to be a chance for it here? Vitaly Becker with the ball. Plays it down the line to Bino Gittins. Back to Sissoko. Becker with loads of space on the left. But I'll tell you what, Gruder, a little bit of space on the right that now Mane finds himself in. His pass is wayward. They are just playing with a lone striker, so I feel like our 2 centre-backs with our wing-backs committing forward can deal with it. And well, speaking of the wing-backs, it's played forward by Becker. Adriano finds the back of the neck at the second time of asking. I think the keeper might have saved that first effort. It was a ridiculous stop. Sadly, there was no member of the defence coming to the rescue. Sissoko played it to Becker. This ball here and then the header, I thought was about to go over the keeper. He makes a crazy stop, but no one's there to rescue him, and Adriano gets us a 3rd. We've scored 3 goals in this game. It's been a bit of clinical finishing rather than raw dominance. We have had 60% of the ball. We've had a lot of shots, but the actual XG hasn't been that amazing. Finishing has ultimately been the difference maker, and well, we would like to see some more finishing here. Bino Gittins battling for the ball, cutting inside onto his right foot. And he very nearly found the top corner. Be warned, fellow Bundesliga 2 teams. If you provide us with a bad away day, we will spank you. I'm saying that like it's 5-0. It's 3-1 at half-time. If our players now get complacent and we lose this, that soundbite is going to haunt me that I've just recorded there. Isherwood with the ball for VFL. They're looking to play out from the back. It's a bold strategy. Is it going to pay off? Bent now with the ball. Lays it to Fallhammer. Shiel with the ball on this near side, crosses it in to Tibididi. That's definitely how you say his name. He's found the top corner. It's a great finish. I'm hoping that VAR is going to give it offside. Jovic is trying to start a scrap with the referee again. Is it going to count? No. Ball was played inside here. Was he off? Just about. Okay, we have got the free kick here from the resulting offside, and we've taken it short. Now we've taken it long. Omabamidele picking up Bino Gittins. He tries to play it in. It's blocked away and then headed away, but we do still have the ball. Adriano back to Sissoko. He's caught in possession. It could be a 2-on-3 at the back here. Kell bringing the ball forward. To be fair to VFL here, they've actually created a fair amount in this game. They've looked decent coming forward. Unfortunately, defensively, when we have found a way through, it's been just some good finishing. Well, there could be a chance here. MOUKOKO turns on the afterburners, ups the speedo, plays it to Gruder, and that is a sensational finish. He's justified his selection there. This might be a moment of friendship ended with GIOVANNI REYNA. Gruder is my new best friend now. That is a ridiculous finish on the volley to hit the target and make it 4-1. With it being 4-1 here, I am going to make a couple of changes. We're going to take off MOUKOKO. I'm going to bring in Duranville as well, I think, for Bino Gittins. Might as well save some of our better, younger players' legs. Elsewhere, Scholl can come on for a couple of minutes. Also going to bring in Romeo to play defensive midfielder, the 23-year-old Ivorian, someone who's not got any minutes just yet, but with Flick injured and also Sissoko, well, wanting to be rotated around, we'll give him some minutes here. At 4-1 up, we can afford to change things up. Adriano lays it back to Romeo. We've looked good here. Ball switched over. Duranville. Options queuing up in the middle. Back post is Gruder. He scored another volley. It's his 5th of the season. It's our 5th of the game. I mean, suddenly Gruder's on for a hat-trick, and suddenly I'm sat thinking, is he just going to be the key player in our Bundesliga 2 promotion campaign? Signed for £8 million. Not a small amount of money, but really signed to be a rotation option on the right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot, oh my word. We've almost had a Jordan Pickford moment there. The ball has hit Jovic on the back. It's not gone over the line. Everything's fine. I'm calm. 3 minutes of added time. There is 1 minute left. Could Gruder get his hat-trick? It feels unlikely at this point, but he probably is lurking at the back post as Becker is going to whip it towards that back post. Is he onside? If he's actually scored it and he's onside, he's actually got his hat-trick, and I can't believe it. The VAR is checking something. Our players are wheeling away in celebration. Is it going to count? Is it about to be 6-1? It is about to be 6-1. Gruder, I can't Adam and Eve it. He's actually managed to get his hat-trick here. Ball whipped to the back post. Not how I imagined he'd get it. On his noggin. Just to reiterate what I said at half-time, give us a bad away day, we will spank you. Gruder, by the way, just got a 10.0 in that game. With that result, we go top of the lead. Heidenheim in touching distance, 3 points behind us. But compared to everyone else in the league, our goal difference does look quite good after 5 games. Yeah, Gruder, you can see from the stats here, he played well that game. Now, naturally, there might be a bit of a concern that this season is going to be a bit of a walkover, and I am somewhat conscious of that. With that in mind, the DFB Pokal may be something that captures our attention. In the second round, we've been drawn against Hoffenheim, who have a media prediction of 5th in the Bundesliga. Kind of curious to see how our Bundesliga 2 team would do against one of these teams tipped for European glory in the league in Germany this season. I feel like that'll be a good test for us, but that game is, I think, 2 months away. In the intermission, plenty of matches, and well, for today at least, the very small matter of deadline day, which it's on Tuesday. And I'm scared for it in case we get bids for our players. Deadline day, 2 days away. I keep being asked about Nkili, and I don't actually think I can delay this offer again. So I need to make a call. £9 million is a lot of money, but what he offers us is something that I don't necessarily think we have in our other defensive midfielder options. Sissoko and Flick are more kind of defensively stern options, but actually Nkili just has this ball-playing ability that we do lack in a deeper area, and especially with the current tactical instructions we have, where I do want to play shorter passing out from the back, I do feel like he could be really well suited to that area of the pitch. Sissoko's 24, so he's not really old. And I mean, as for Flick, he's not that old either at 26. But with Flick wanting out and having a 20-year-old who I think is an upgrade available, I think I'm going to do it. Obviously, we have our self-imposed transfer restriction where I'm limited to German-only players with the exception of a wildcard player and one wildcard player from Switzerland, Liechtenstein or Austria. Because of that, to get a German talent at 20 years old who's already this good with a bit of potential, it's an opportunity I might not get again. Plus, it makes for quite a good YouTube thumbnail and title to entitle the video, I Stole Bayern's Best Wonder Kids. Sounds good to me. Another thing to mention with Nkili is he has a contract extension after promotion of 3 years, and he's also signed a 4-year deal at the club. So hopefully we get promoted in the next few years. Makes his contract essentially a 7-year deal. I feel like with Nkili signed, now maybe I can test the waters with Florian Flick. This guy doesn't want to be here. We've been butting heads behind the scenes over the last month. So I'm going to offer him out for an unspecified amount. Just see if anyone wants him. There's what, 2 days left of the transfer window, and we have had an offer. It's from Cadiz. It's £6 million. He is valued at up to 10 million. Having signed Nkili for 9 million, if I could get 9 million for Flick, I feel like that would be good business. So this £6 million bid is not going to cut it. I'm going to try upping it, and they've locked in 6.5 at Cadiz. We are not going to have a deal. Transfer deadline day. 1 day away. Okay, transfer deadline day is here. We're going to take part in it. There are rumours involving, well, MOUKOKO and a few other of our players that I can see here, and players rumoured to be coming to us as well. GIOVANNI, REYNA, Bino Gittins, don't intend on selling either of them. There is a risk that with this transfer window, as we now have the dramatic yellow and black deadline day user interface, that we don't get any bids. But at the same time, I just feel like it's possible. I've had an offer for a player, Stark. Alexander Stark, not selling him. He has some potential, and the bid is £165,000. I mean, no. 15 hours remaining, 14 hours remaining. 2 transfer bids. Who are they going to be for? The first is for Romeo, who I'm not selling because I need him. And the other is a loan offer for Magala, who I've just signed to be a backup right back. So I'm going to be rejecting that one as well. Every time I hit continue, there's an anxiety because the offers keep popping in, but it's just not for players I necessarily want to sell or I'm considering selling. That said, I have got a bid here for Zvonarek. He's a good player. At 21 years old, Croatian youth international, decent potential. These offers are getting a bit big, though. £13 million for him. I just don't feel like I need to sell him. We've sold so many unhappy players at the club, and whilst he's a little bit unhappy, it's not like he's forcing a move, and I feel like we could end up getting significantly more money than what he's currently worth if he plays some regular football this season for us and we get promoted. I am sat now as I hit continue for about the 5th time on deadline day thinking it's going to be really embarrassing if I don't get any big offers for our players. Zvonarek, another offer. This time, it is more. It's 16 million. Can I be cheeky? Leverkusen. How much do I want? I want 27 million. They've locked in 20 million, but some of it is in installments and clauses. I don't need the money, and he's not a super important in the hierarchy player whose unhappiness is going to spread, so I'm going to reject it. Would you accept £20 million for him? Let me know, answers on a postcard. I realise it's deadline day and I've just been hitting continue waiting for bids to happen. I don't have to do that. I can make bids of my own. Although with the current squad size, is there actually anyone I desperately need to sign? I feel like we're almost in a position where the squad is fine. It'd be a like-for-like change, I think, at this point. 6 hours left of the window. Leverkusen have made a bid for MOUKOKO. They've offered me £55 million, but a lot of it is in clauses. I mean, he has a release clause for a reason, but it is a lot of money. Then again, the player in question is MOUKOKO, who, do you really voluntarily want to sell 6 hours before the transfer window closes? They say you shouldn't negotiate. I'm not going to negotiate. I'm going to tell them release clause or leave me alone. They have offered the equivalent of his release clause now in clauses. I'm going to have to negotiate back, aren't I? Right, I want £30 million now, then 50 million. Actually, no, not in 12 months, in 6 months. There's no way they're going for this, is there? They've come back 71 million. If I reject this, is he going to be unhappy? We're going to find out together. Stuttgart have also made a bid for Duranville. I don't really want to be selling Duranville now. He's currently got 3 years left on his current deal. He has actually, I've just noticed here, got an optional contract year extension clause. He's contracted for another year. I'm rejecting this offer. I mean, £21 million, not a bad sum of money. But I just feel like he's going to be worth more down the line. Elsewhere, Levante made a bid for Jekyll. He didn't want to go to them. I didn't want to sell him to them, so we've turned that one down too. Duranville is unhappy that he wasn't allowed to go and talk to Stuttgart. Who wants to explain to him that I've just triggered an extra year in his contract? He's now here till 2029. He is not going to be happy about that. I've got my secret weapon, Marco Reus. Make him happy. Mate, cheer him up. Sort things out for me. Never works, that option, does it? Okay, look, Julian, the bid was not good enough. If I got a £32 million bid all up front, I'd sell him for that. But 20 million with loads of clauses, no thank you. 5 hours left of the window. They've not come back in for MOUKOKO. Maybe I've got away with it. I did just think to myself, hypothetically, let's have a look. German strikers, they're available. And there's one player here who tops the list when sorted by ability, who is 18 years old, and it's Max Doppler. Now, I had my eye on this guy a little bit. I know that he's super inconsistent, but at 18 years old, he's a very, very good centre attacking mid option, who, to be honest, is also a very, very good striking option. He has just turned 18. I think that might be why he's now interested in talking to us. He's got a release clause of £11 million. Would it be the ultimate Uno reverse card after they've just bid on MOUKOKO if I steal Leverkusen's best young striker? I mean, it might be. It sounds like a fun plan to me. If they want to try and screw me over, I will F them up. And that is exactly what I'm doing in the football manager sense. I'm not a man of violence because I'm going to try and sign Max Doppler. Don't even need another striker, but this is what they get. He wants a minimum release clause to teams in a higher division. Given the fact we should get promoted this year, I'm not super worried about that. He wants a top division wage rise. You know what? I'll make this a bit bigger, but I want you to sign a contract extension after we get promoted. I want you to sign for a further 3 years. If he joins us on an 8-year contract on £35,000, yeah, it will go up to nearer 50,000 if we get promoted. I'm more than happy with that. I thought I'd pulled out the best idea ever. Leverkusen have just renewed his contract. They're offering him £10,000 less than us, and apparently the Bundesliga 2 wouldn't be a good career move. You know what, Max? You might be right about that thing. Still think it's a terrible decision by you. Has he got a new release clause? 23 million to clubs in the Champions League. Would I in the Champions League? Having looked through the other German striking options that would be available if I was to sell MOUKOKO with 4 hours left of the window, I mean, Mukhtar here is one of the options. I can't sell MOUKOKO. 2 hours left of the transfer window, and I think despite all the unhappiness and rejecting that bid for MOUKOKO, we're in the clear. I was expecting a few more clubs to make offers for our players to really try and mess me around, but actually, it's not really happened. And even GIOVANNI, REYNA and Flick, who I have been offering out just to see if there'd be any interest because they'd like to leave, neither of them have had any offers on them. Saying all of that, 45 minutes left. Bochum, I've got a sense of humour. They really want to make an offer for Romeo. Romeo, oh Romeo, thou aren't going to Bochum. Romeo, reject. Love Shakespeare. Oh God, he's unhappy. I'll just ignore him. It's fine. I've not actually read Romeo and Juliet or seen the play. I think it ends with Juliet just ignoring and ghosting Romeo, so I'll follow the story. Also, with that all done, transfer deadline day has come and passed. We have a squad for the season. I've got rid of most of the players I wanted to get rid of. There's a few players who maybe I would have liked to have got rid of, but ultimately the squad is trimmed. And when I look at this team, yeah, it's a bit on the larger side. A few of the young players I have made available for the B team as well. So they are going to be playing regular first team football with another squad. But ultimately, this is a team that should be able to get up. Now I just have to hope that all the unhappy campers in the team, all of this lot, they're going to put up and shut up. They're not going to moan all the way till January, I hope. Okay, I will level with you. When that MOUKOKO bid came in, I did think, do I just accept the bid for content? But no, going to be sensible, not going to sell him. And if the release clause had been triggered, it would have been a very different manner. But ultimately, in the end, we've got through deadline day with our squad unscathed. I think that's a good thing. Like I mentioned earlier, next time out, we are going to come back for the DFB Pokal second round. We're taking on Bundesliga opposition, it's Hoffenheim. They're struggling in the league at the moment. We will hope to add some further misery when we meet them at the end of October. Hopefully you guys are excited for that episode to end the week. Thank you for watching as always. If you got until the end of the video, leave a like. And until next time, it's me, Jack. I'll see you all again on the next one. I'm out.